And here we go, guys. Pre-ban's going to be coming out right now.
Ooh, first pick to Viilipytty, though. Interesting. I'm actually not sure what he's going to first pick. Part of me really wants to think it's Sierra, but I do think that Okeanos is very, very safe. We've seen a lot in other cups. Okeanos lead in, but you never know. Speed bans are valuable here. Or speed
And it
leads,
looks
sorry.
like the Light Beast Rider is going to be the pre-ban that Ismoo is going to be choosing, and Chung Peng getting pre-banned by Viilipytty. First pick going to Viilipytty here.
I do like Ismoo respecting the Narsha here. I think Narsha is very effective. After they buffed her so that she strips and defense breaks for herself, she's a very, very strong and very scary unit. Viilipytty locking in the Carnal first, though. We didn't see that in the last match. Almost forgot the unit existed because neither player had it last time, but there it is.
Yeah, Cardinal making an appearance right now. Ismoo taking that CR, taking a speed lead away from Viilipytty as well, alongside another Oracle, and that's going to be Juno.
I do like Juno here. I think Juno's been very well. She's been very effective in Europe Cup, but I think she is also very effective against drafts like this. Viilipytty, though, wants to go for that early Praha Tableau. Interesting setup early on.
I know, Viilipytty, seeing that there was an Oracle missing from the field, drafts that Praha alongside the Tableau. Ismoo looking to respond after seeing this Praha Tableau draft. I think there's a lot of things that could actually come out here from Ismoo.
I really hope Ismoo has a Water Mage. I think Water Mage would be really good against this draft. Water Mage and like a Charlotte or something. What? Interesting. Okay, double Speedly lock in with the Pontos. We see the Diana come out as well. Diana does work fairly effectively into this so far.
I do like that aggressive draft with Ismoo. Definitely wanted to take first turn with a double speed lead, Diana Pontos. Viilipytty responds with an Okeanos Ethna. Ethna built very, very fast.
That he picked the Ethna here. I do like that he has a lot of strip setup. He's got the Praha as well as the single target control first turn from the Ethna, but I'm worried that Ismoo could just lock down with a Rika, and then it's kind of a gamble for Viilipytty. There it is. There's the Rika.
Yeah, Rika going to be the last pick for Ismoo. Bans are going to be coming out here. I love the way that these players have been utilizing Tableau. Not so much in that Tableau Jameyer comp that you see very commonly drafted on the ladder. It's pretty interesting to see how the players have been utilizing the Tableau.
I think we have to see a Rika ban here. And on Viilipytty side, we're most likely going to see the Okeanos ban. Whoa, completely different.
Ciara Tableau going to be the units banned out here. Still an available speed lead for Ismoo. HP lead for Viilipytty. Here we go, guys. We have our first match with Ismoo and Viilipytty. Can last year's European Cup champion push over Ismoo here? Can Ismoo make an upset?
Well, this capture, though, is going to steal the invincibility from the Diana.
Yeah, no stun, though, in result of that third skill from Ethna. But of course, we've got the reset from Okeanos, possibly looking to land here on the Rika.
Oh, but no strip into the immunity. Manages to take out the invincibility. Does not manage to land the strip either with the Praha.
Yeah, no strip from that Praha. Not at all what Viilipytty wanted to see here. Diana looking to possibly shield up or transform, and it does do the shield in preparation of this Carnal here.
That is going to be pretty rough for Viilipytty. We do have the healing potential from the Praha, but the slow debuff is going to have a lot of control.
Yeah, I do like this Rika draft from Ismoo. Could be very oppressive going up against Viilipytty here.
Interesting to see in this region. I find it a lot harder to kind of determine what the bans are going to be in draft. A lot of these players like to take interesting gambles against each other. It's definitely risky, but it's way more exciting to watch.
Yeah, there's that big skill too coming out of Rika, trying to deal a little bit more damage, controlling Viilipytty here. Juno possibly looking for another Despair stun, trying to finish off this Okeanos. Not doing so. Praha looking to cycle a little bit of attack bar with that first skill as well. Additional turn does come out. He's going to go for that third skill and heal up his team here to gain a little bit of sustain.
The sustain is good here. I guess Viilipytty is just hoping that he can survive through the slow debuff here. The problem is if Ismoo does manage to get a sleep early on or an extra turn on the Diana here, while not silenced, it will be able to take out that Ethna almost immediately.
Ooh, Rain of Stones finally giving Viilipytty some form of traction here, looking for a full team stun, and doesn't get the full team stun on Ismoo.
Just goes for the reset onto the Diana instead of going for the Pontos or the Rika here. Rika being one turn away, Pontos being one turn away as well. A little bit risky. Wants to get the control in here.
Yeah, looking to get the provoke on the Diana to stop that from targeting one of his units, but Juno's going to be going for the big skill too to get that AoE damage in there, keeping that Ethna down.
The kill confirm and the extra turn. Here it is, though. Ismoo's Pontos has skills back. It's not looking good for Viilipytty.
Holy ground coming out for Ismoo here, protecting his team, going for a silence, which does land on the Praha.
Well, that big violent proc there for Ismoo. Ismoo's leaning towards a position where I think the match could be over.
Yeah, Ismoo trying to take care of that Ethna first, and we've got Praha looking to hopefully violent proc so we can get that third skill up to heal his team once again, but Diana's got a little bit to say here.
Oh, interesting. Ismoo was really thinking about if he wanted to transform there. He's a little bit afraid of the Carnal, but overall does get the turn.
Yeah, looking for a stun on the Ethna. Does not finish off the Ethna here. Provoke does not land on the Diana, but we've got Rika looking to possibly finish off the Ethna here. Definitely confirms kill.
Viilipytty's still playing it out. Actually, if he manages to kill the Diana with his Carnal, he is in a position where he could win out the rest of the match. Additional damage plus the healing from the Praha is enough. Oh, there's the extra turn. Praha gets a violent proc, manages to get the heal up.
Yeah, beautiful additional turn from Viilipytty, healing up his team here, getting a sleep on the Pontos and the Diana, not putting that Juno down.
Gonna be a little scary. A violent proc from Carnal here could be a significant change in the game.
Looking to just go into the Rika, not wanting to wake up or deal a negative effect on the Juno here. Diana's coming up from the stun, shielding up the team, protecting him from Viilipytty.
Big AoE here. Should go for the slow debuff on the Carnal. Wants to save it. It's going to rotate twice instead and hope for a Despair stun here from Juno.
Yeah, just going with these safe plays. Connell does get the additional turn here. Got that third skill coming out. No stuns on Ismoo's team.
Not enough. Here comes the slow debuff. Diana stun into the Praha has really good value. The slow debuff is up as well. Big debuffs landing here. Pontos is going to have skill 3 next turn, and it's not looking good. I think it's over for Viilipytty now.
I think it's definitely going to be over for Viilipytty because that's going to be it for the Connell. And now we have just this lonely Praha. Not going to be able to be doing enough here. But I do believe Viilipytty's going to take up this time here. Just to think about the next match.
A lot of things kind of went sideways in this match. I got to say, Viilipytty did get a little bit lucky there with that Praha violent proc early, denied his death from the Rika dots. But overall, Ismoo's draft was just very, very collected.
Yep, and there you have it. Ismoo taking round 1 away from Viilipytty.
That's right, guys. I mean, color me impressed. We knew that Ismoo was a really solid drafter, and Viilipytty had so many tools at his disposal, but Ismoo just went with what he knows, what does well for him. He got some lucky resists from the strips at the start when Praha used their skill 2. Rika didn't get stripped, so then Carnal couldn't CC Rika. Rika got her skill 3 off, and then just snowballed from there. But I also feel like Viilipytty didn't really bring enough counters to the Pontos. If he's not going to bring enough counters that go through the Pontos or that are doing strips, then he should have banned the Pontos, I think.
Yeah, it's not the aggressive draft that we usually see from Viilipytty, but we've got another match ahead. Viilipytty may change up that pace, be a little bit more aggressive, be the Viilipytty that we know from and remember from last year going into this round 2 with Ismoo. But hey, let's not count Ismoo out of this. He already took 1 round from him. Let's go, guys. We get into round 2 with Ismoo and Viilipytty. Pre-bans from last time. There's the Nasha. There's the Chungpong.
Something really important to note in Ismoo's draft is by taking the Juno early, it enables him to pick one of the best Pontos counters away from the enemy. I think it's a very, very interesting tactic that he picked. We saw him pick the double oracles. It was actually a really, really smart idea, knowing that he wanted to pick the Pontos afterwards.
Ooh, new pre-bans here. Tablo and Taurus getting pre-banned.
Interesting. Tar's getting that respect. You know, Boss does say it's one of his favorite units. Is the gameplay he wants to see, but Viilipytty doesn't want it to come through. He's afraid of it, and for right reasons too.
Yep, Fire and Bison, aka Connell, coming out for Ismoo here. Viilipytty looking to draft an Okeanos and Ciara taking his own speed lead. This might be the aggressive Viilipytty we remember coming out on this match.
Oh, this is most definitely a comfort pick here. We do see probably one of the most common early setups actually for most players in tournaments and such, whether it's EU Cup, NA Cup, or APAC. We see a lot of Ciara Okeanos. Does lead into the Gani next for a lot of players. Ismoo has the opportunity for a lot of things as well. Takes his own speed lead with the Pontos and a Chungpong.
Yeah, we're competing for speed here now, but it looks like Viilipytty's trying to play a trump card when it comes to speed. Nasha's going to be coming out.
Narsha's very scary. She does a lot of damage. Strip and a defense break is pretty scary. Double speed leads here for Viilipytty. Does have the AoE control now.
Let's see if Ismoo's really going to compete for that first turn. Is he going to be drafting out the speed lead himself? Ooh, he's definitely going to be changing his pace here. Going with the Vertihile.
Vertihile's nice here. Really wants a wind or water unit last here. Barbara could be a popular opportunity for Viilipytty if he goes for another fire. Triton actually pretty effective.
Whoa, as soon as we saw Triton, as soon as we swapped it over to a Leo, Leo's going to be wrapping up Ismoo's draft. Viilipytty bringing out Bastet. Bastet, attack bar booster. Huge attack boost for Viilipytty's team, being very aggressive.
We're most definitely seeing a Leo ban here then. On the other side, most likely the Bastet or the Okeanos ban. The stuns into the Verd or the glancing opportunity into the Verd. Attack buff Narsha will one-shot that Verd though, so could be a little risky if he leaves the Narsha in.
Now let's see what Ismoo's going to decide to do here, because I think you are correct. That Leo is probably going to be the ban, and it is going to be the ban. Narsha is going to get banned out here, but it's going to be speed leads for both teams. Let's see who's going to be taking first turn as we get into round 2 with Viilipytty and Ismoo.
This bird is very scary here. First turn triple revenge bird could be enough.
And it's going to be Chiwu taking first turn, looking for a full team strip. Is the Vertihile going to revenge here, or does he choose to not go with the AoE strip?
I think he actually should have not AoE stripped in this situation. Putting a skill 2 to strip and then getting the reset with the Okeanos. Attack buff from Bastet into a bomb could one-shot the Chungpong.
Ooh, well, Connell's got something to say about that. Connell looking for a provoke on top of the Bastet to stop that from boosting up his team. A very lucky provoke.
The off-element provoke. You hate to see it, but sometimes it just happens. Here's the extra turn opportunity. It's going to be pretty good. Verd did get that counter, and here it comes. The holy ground for Ismoo.
Yeah, protecting himself from the Okeanos Rain of Stones, but he's going to go for a reset on top of the Fire and Bison. Does remove that immunity. Bomb is going to be coming out. Obviously not going to be detonating with that invincibility up.
And no damage is going to be done from that bomb. The 2-turn invincibility is pretty strong, but the stun can still come out. So Ismoo did manage to protect his team, but he really needs some good value here because that Bastet and Sierra are going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, Ismoo trying to lock down the Chiwus to stop that second skill strip there. Defense break and silences coming out on Viilipytty's team. Looking very good for Ismoo right now.
Ismoo in a position. Oh, manages to kill the Chiwu with the skill 1 on the M-Bison there. 8.9k damage taking it out. This rotation from Verd, it's going to be too much. Bison skill 2 will be able to control the Sierra, and I think Viilipytty's going to be losing the second round here.
Ismoo with quite the draft here. Honestly, this is looking phenomenal for him right now. Okeanos needs to do absolutely anything, and he does pass over the silence on top of the Fire and Bison.
We have been seeing a lot of really good drafting, but I think another thing that's worth noting is we've been seeing a lot of weird decision making. I don't think Viilipytty had to go for that skill 3 on the Chiwu. It definitely is a safe choice, but he really didn't absolutely have to throw that, knowing that his Bastet was planning on outspeeding the whole team.
Yeah, definitely in Ismoo's favor here, looking for some stuns to help lock down Viilipytty. I think Viilipytty at this point is definitely thinking about his next match already. How can he take a match away from Ismoo? Ismoo's been drafting and playing very cleanly.
Yeah, Viilipytty needs to put a little bit more respect into that Verd counter. The first turn counter is pretty much GG after that. It doesn't have any opportunity to control the Pontos afterwards.
Yeah, GG indeed. I think that's going to be locking it down right there. In the Vertihile with the finisher, Ismoo taking round 2 away from Viilipytty.
Well, are we about to see an absolutely huge upset right now? Is the current European champion about to go down? Well, it's not over yet, but honestly, I'm so impressed by Ismoo today so far. I agree with what Once in Love said. That was a weird choice to go with the skill 3 from the Chiwu when he could have just gone for skill 2, stripped either the Chungpong and the Carnal, gone with the attack buff on Bastet. Ciara could probably have taken out a unit, probably the Chungpong with the attack buff, but he didn't. Just in general, I don't think Viilipytty has been putting enough respect on that Pontos, whereas on the other hand, Ismoo has been banning out the Tableau and the Naja, 2 key components of Viilipytty's draft that allow him to do so much damage. So I think it's just a difference where Ismoo seems to have been more adaptable today than Viilipytty has been.
Definitely adaptable indeed. I really like Ismoo's drafting. I really like Ismoo's play. But Viilipytty's got to save himself. There's a lot of predictions relying on Viilipytty right now. A lot of people think Viilipytty was going to be going to the end here. Ismoo has something to say about that. We've got pre-bans from last time. Tablo and Taurus pre-banned out here. New pre-bans going into this game 3. Narsha Chongpeng getting pre-banned in this game 3 between Ismoo and Viilipytty.
I always like Chongpeng pre-ban. Chongpeng is a very strong unit. One violent proc is enough to flip any match depending on where things sit. But just being able to have that strip into glancing is always going to be a very, very safe and very effective unit.
Well, Viilipytty's going to be locking down that Connell. There is Ismoo very quick to going with double Oracle once again for his first picks.
We most definitely know that the Pontus is coming out here if Viilipytty doesn't pick enough aggressive single target damage. No Narsha opportunity. Molong does show a little bit of promise in a situation like this.
Yeah, Molong Ethno once again coming out for Viilipytty. This is looking a little familiar to that first match already. Does he choose to change what he's going to be wrapping up his draft after seeing these next 2 picks coming out of Ismoo? Let's find out.
I'm not really a huge fan of seeing the Ethna this early. I do think that Viilipytty, should he choose to go under this direction, could actually just pick up the Lulu and then has the potential to lean in towards that new Artemil that we know he has, or could just play really, turn 1 aggression, could just pick up a stat there and then go Oberon +1.
There's that Diana and Pontos once again coming out for Ismoo. This is very important that Viilipytty answers appropriately. And we're going to be seeing Water Mage, the Nana, coming out for Viilipytty. It's the first time we've seen it from Viilipytty here. He's got one last pick to wrap up his draft, and it is going to be the Okeanos.
As much as I love Water Mage, and we've talked about how strong Water Mage is, I don't think Water Mage is that effective in this draft. Ismoo has a lot of control and a lot of potential to fight through this. Enough that we can honestly just see a Rika last pick. Oh, but the Wusa. Wusa is very good into this.
Yeah, Wusa is definitely very good indeed. Help protect himself from the Okeanos and that Connell as well. Ismoo, it's a very smart draft on his half here. Viilipytty, can the Water Mage change up his pace here in this round 3?
There's no speed lead here for Viilipytty, so most likely needs to ban out the Wusa, or if he wants to ban out the damage, he bans out the Diana. Ismoo most likely going to ban out the Molong.
And Pontos, Molong are going to be the bans here. Water Mage is going through. Is this what's going to change up that pace for Viilipytty as we get into a round 3 with Ismoo and Viilipytty? Is there going to be an upset? Can Ismoo get this win here? Let's find out as we get Wish of Immortality up for Ismoo.
The capture here does come through, though. A little bit of damage and gets the stun. Pretty good stun opportunity here.
I'm looking for a full team strip on top of Viilipytty, but we do have that reset here to help gain a little bit of advantage over Ismoo.
Takes the safety and goes into the Sierra here. I think that's a pretty effective choice. You could honestly change forms here if you wanted to. You have 3-turn immunity and the shield. You don't have to go for anything crazy, but you could go for the damage if you need it.
A little bit of poke damage coming from this Nana. The unit of choice is going to be that Ciara. Viilipytty really trying to take out this unit, and that is a very nice additional turn. Does he choose to go with the skill 3 to help pummel in more damage, or does he choose to go with skill 1?
It goes for the skill 1. It's not enough damage to kill. Okeanos does have Rain of Stone, so could pop the kill opportunity, but Wusa's skill 2 does hit pretty hard here.
Whew, really good damage coming out of that skill 2. What an incredible buff for Wusa, because that's a fantastic move coming out of his utility.
An interesting choice that Ismoo decides to go for the transformation now instead of last turn. He will be shrugging off his own immunity, so Okeanos doesn't have an opportunity for Rain of Stones.
Yeah, he was looking for a stun on that Okeanos as well. Not getting that stun. Juno trying to cycle a little bit of attack bar. Rain of Stones coming out. He needs to drop one of these units. Does get double stuns on Diana and Ciara.
That's a good revenge for Ismoo, though. Could chip towards enough damage. Might not go for the kill right away here, though. Ismoo is kind of playing from behind with that Water Mage there.
Yeah, doesn't get that kill there. I don't know if he goes for that skill 2 to get a possible negative effect on Juno. Does not. And you can see that big third skill dropping the Ciara here. And Diana is locked down right now.
Interesting that Viilipytty didn't go for the defense break here from the Water Mage into the Carnal skill 3. Had he gotten lucky and hit it into the Diana, it would have been a ton of damage, but maybe he was afraid of Diana getting enough attack bar to cut a turn.
Yeah, Cardinal trying to do all he can to help out Viilipytty here in this situation. Okeanos is going to get revived back. Juno cycling a little bit of attack bar on top of that Eth with a big skill too, dropping that Diana here.
Who stacks back on the Nana? It's pretty rough here for Ismoo. Ismoo played a little bit too defensively into that Water Mage. Would have liked to have seen the Water Mage ban there if he wasn't planning on having some heavy control for it on first turn.
Ooh, does resist the reset coming out of the Okeanos. You can see the revive popping up there. Wish of Immortality coming out to protect his team.
Wish of Immortality just in time will stop the slow debuff here from the Cardinal. Viilipytty going straight for that Wusa, knows the big damage comes from that, the skill 2 and the sustain. Wusa's going to have to go through a lot of units to win this one out. And here comes the capture. That's a guaranteed stun below 50.
Yeah, capture coming out, almost dropping that Wusa. Once the Wusa is going to be gone here, I don't believe Ismoo is going to be able to pick it up from there on. I mean, this is a great turnaround for Viilipytty here.
A lot of Ismoo's trying his best here with the Juno. It gets a lot of damage out, but it's just not going to be enough in this situation.
Yeah, not going to be enough at all. Shatter comes out, dealing more damage, more additional damage. Does get a Despair Stun on top of the Okeanos. A little bit of first kill damage there. Of course, Juno's going to be healing itself up. Beautiful Despair Stun, keeping that Okeanos down once again, though.
Should Ismoo be lucky enough to have the potential for it, could get 3 kills here, but it's not enough.
Not enough at all. Round 3 is going to Viilipytty. He makes the proper response.
Yeah, exactly. He brought out the Nana. That's the first time I think we've gotten to see his Nana. Now he's shown it. I'd say that puts him at a much greater advantage of being able to pull off this reserve sweep. And you know what? A golden rule, so-called, that I mentioned earlier, if in doubt, ban the Nana. Ismoo did not follow that rule. He didn't ban the Nana. I think he should have. The Molong was a good ban, but I think the Nana was a better ban, because as soon as Viilipytty took out that Ciara, he got another stack. The Ciara is not that difficult to kill. And also, Viilipytty finally put some respect on the Pontos and banned out the Pontos, and that made a huge difference as well. So I'd say that Viilipytty is very much on the up right now. He's kind of learnt from his mistakes, and he really might have the chance to take the whole match.
Yep, I couldn't agree more, because it was exactly the results there. Giving respect on Pontos' name, banning it out, and drafting the Nana as a very safe unit to keep his team alive. Viilipytty was able to take that win. And Viilipytty's going to be looking for one more so that he stays in this tournament. But it's not over, guys. Ismoo can shut it down here. About to find out. Ismoo, Viilipytty, pre-bans coming out.
There it is. There's the Nana pre-ban. As expected, we always see it. We know she's very scary and hard to deal with. Wants to be able to play within his comfort zone, so pre-bans her.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the Nana pre-ban. I think that's very smart of Ismoo, and we have the Cardinal getting pre-banned by Viilipytty. Ismoo with the first pick, potentially taking that Ciara away from Viilipytty.
Ooh, Viilipytty going in for a classic draft here. We see the Okeanos and the Narsha wants the turn 1 aggression. Doesn't have a speed lead early, though. Tableau could come out in a situation like this.
And the Chung Pung is going to be coming out for Ismoo, something he's looking to draft already. Double wind units, keep in mind. What is this next pick from Ismoo? Could be that Pontos now, early.
Juno's good here, too.
And it is going to be the Pontos. Viilipytty hovering over a Tableau. 24 speed lead for himself. This is something these players have been utilizing so much. It's so neat to see the Tableau being used the way it is right now. And it's also locked in a 24 speed lead as well. Potentially one more speed lead coming out for Viilipytty. And no, it's going to be the Sekhmet.
Sekhmet is very good here. I really like Sekhmet because when you have speed lead Sekhmet, you basically double down the fact that if I pick 2 speed leads, I'm guaranteed to take turn 1, but your last pick opportunity is flexible, right? Ismoo with the Jamire here is interesting. This Jamire tech is very common right now, especially against Gianna players, but against the Sekhmet, I'm not quite sure if it's actually effective enough.
Well, Jamire locking in another speed lead for Ismoo. That would have been very wind heavy. And it looks like he takes it back. He's going with the Rika for the double occult girls to wrap up his draft.
Chiwu. Interesting that he goes for a Chiwu and not like a Water Ryu in a situation like this. I think Chiwu does have the potential. It's probably his fastest built unit. So Viilipytty's pretty much guaranteed to take turn 1, whether it's between the Chiwu skill 3 or the Sekhmet skill 3 based on bans.
I do like the response from Viilipytty in this draft. I think it is anyone's game still, but we've got speed leads coming up for both these players. We're going to find out who's faster, who's taking first turn between Ismoo and Viilipytty in this round 4. Ismoo looking to end it here for Viilipytty, but Viilipytty is not giving up yet.
That skill 3 opportunity. This is the kind of drafting I'm looking for. This is the kind of bans that I want to see. Lands the reset on the Rika. Very effective push here. 3 strips and the pushback entirely. Here comes Narsha. Narsha's going to come in for some big damage.
Massive damage coming out of this. Narsha gets a death break. Ooh, does a ton of damage to the Changpeng. Okeanos looking to lock everybody down here. Rika's the only one not stunned up, but it is the unit that is reset.
Oh, the reset here into the Pontos would be incredible. Does he hit it? No, the resistance has to be afraid, though. Pontos, 1 violent proc could be massive. No proc, though.
Yeah, Despair Sun's up that Nash to keep that unit back as well. Chris the Beautiful coming out, dealing all sorts of negative effects on top of Ismoo's team here. We've got Chiwu potentially dropping the Changpeng now.
Wants to safety down this Changpeng. No skill 3 opportunity to push back the Narsha. No extra damage.
Yep, Okeanos looking to pump a little bit of damage into possibly the CR here. We do have Holy Ground up and cleansing his team. There is exactly what he needed here.
A little bit worried, though. The strip could come in. If it manages to take off the invincibility, it could be a little bit of damage.
Well, just poking into the invincibility of that Rika. We do have the bond coming out from CR. Does it land true? And it does. Right on top of that, Okeanos chooses not to detonate it. Okeanos can still pass it back and technically cleanse himself here.
Well, this could be enough damage to kill the Sierra, though. Okeanos might move in front, actually, based on speed differences here.
Ooh, Chiwu doesn't finish off the CR, but Narsha is going to be there to finish it off.
Oh, does transfer the bomb off, so the bomb goes, and it's looking pretty bad for Ismoo. Viilipytty bringing back game 4 here.
Yeah, that was a big transfer to help Viilipytty stay alive. We've got the big skill, too, coming out of the Rika. Doesn't get a full team stun, but it was definitely good enough for Ismoo.
Oh, this is not over yet, though. Oh, an extra turn from the Narsha. Big damage into the Rika. Rika does have skill 3 potential, but she's going to get cut.
Definitely going to get cut there. And there it is. Narsha dropping the Rika. Viilipytty makes the right response. He wants to see that game 5, and so does everybody else.
Narsha, what an incredible unit. Manages to lap like crazy. That speed buff is just insane on her.
It really is. Round 4 going to Viilipytty. We're going into a round 5, boss. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, this is the first time we get to see a deciding round like this. Tutu, not seen it yet. And I'm just really impressed with how Viilipytty has really stepped up this time round. And this time round, he brought out a sec map that actually successfully reset the Rika, unlike before, where the Rika didn't get stripped by the Praha. So this time, I'm not sure if Ismoo maybe could have picked up a Leo or something like that to counter the Narsha and the Tableau combination a little bit better. But essentially, Ismoo didn't have any counters like the Verd, like the Leo, like he had in previous drafts. So Viilipytty was able to take so many moves, and he just did his thing, really.
That he really did, but we got exactly what everyone's asking for, and that was a game 5 with last year's European Cup champion Viilipytty and Ismoo. Ismoo not wanting to give up just yet, and we're getting into it right now, guys. Game 5, Ismoo and Viilipytty. Pre-bans from last time, that Nana and Kano, are now available here, and we've got some new pre-bans coming out right now.
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of gameplay we're looking for. Both players are really in the groove now. They understand what the other person has that's strong and available. Even last match, the bans were perfect, right? Ismoo banning out the Tableau knew that had he banned anything else, it would have been 2 rotations from any of those mobs. All of those units have high base speed, high opportunities to take first turn before the Tableau into the return dice, and then it's over. Something dies on first turn. So 2 things die on first turn. You know, Ismoo understands where the draft goes, but needs to be a little more preemptive, not leaning into those things that he's so comfortable with, but needs to pick up something that is aggressive and able to contend with what Viilipytty's throwing on the field.
Ooh, there's the Nana coming out once again for Viilipytty. I do like this draft for Viilipytty. Ismoo with the Okeanos Ciara. Nana, Ethna. Ismoo needs to respond to these 2 units here.
This Ethna has been doing a lot of work for Viilipytty. It's actually quite effective. I personally don't rate it super high, but when you're seeing a player like this, a player like Viilipytty manage to use it every game, it's time to give that unit a second chance and look over again while you're using it.
Oops, seen a change of pace here. Ganymede looking at being drafted by Ismoo. And of course, the Pontos is going to be coming out, a unit almost like a crutch pick for Ismoo here.
Viilipytty with the Tableau again. Tableau effective in this situation. Does get double rotations. Has a lot of defense break opportunities. Could actually cleave with this comp. His 2 AoE defense breaks, the slow debuff, and then the speed buff on his own team. Ismoo's last pick here is pretty effective, though. Viilipytty, I think, deciding if he wants to go for something AoE control or single target, takes the Diana.
I don't know how I feel about the Diana last pick for Viilipytty, but Diana has that ability to do lots of things. We'll find out if that Diana is going to be a huge threat going up against Ismoo. And Ismoo, his last pick here, could be a lot of things.
Has to be a Rika. Oh, that's crazy. And Tears would work too, actually. Rika and Tears, Vert is okay. But I think Viilipytty would have been better off taking the Diana had he not chosen the Tableau. I think picking the aggressive turn 1 with the AoE setup and then last picking a single target unit just feels a little bit strange.
Well, that's the draft, guys. This is our game 5. The bans are going to be coming out right now. See who they're going to be banning out.
We're to see Pontos ban and the Mage ban, right? Oh man, I'm 0 for 0 on these bans, guys.
Verdi Heel Count are going to be the bans out. Speed leads for both teams. Let's go, guys. Ismoo, Viilipytty, round 5. Who's taking first turn? And it's the Okeanos.
I just don't understand how Viilipytty controls the Pontos in this situation. I guess maybe he was relying on taking first turn against Ismoo, but pretty risky.
Well, Ethna looking to do something here with the Ganymede. Just a little bit of poke damage, of course. Going for the AoE Death Break, Despair Stun on top of Okeanos.
Pretty good value. Ganny not really going to do much. Could go for I guess a glancing here.
Goes for the glancing on top of the Ethna. Holy Ground coming out once again, cleansing up his team, throwing up that immunity and invincibility.
I don't think we want to use return dice here. There's no real value in it, but I was wrong. We go for it anyways. There it is, return dice. Not quite sure what value we're going to get out of it.
A little bit of poke damage into the invincibility. There's not much that Ismoo can do about all these buffs on Ismoo's side of the field. Rain of Stones coming out here, trying to deal as much damage to this Ethna as possible. Of course, that's going to be pushing up the Diana here.
We don't want to transform here because we know Seal of Magic is available in the Ganymede. It's going to be a GG immediately should he go for it.
Well, he went for the shields to protect his team. No additional turns coming out of that Diana. Seal of Magic, of course, is available. Going to be dumping the attack bars across Viilipytty's team here.
So the Seal Magic saves that Ventilate, could put it back into the Pontos here after the AoE silence. Sierra will control the Diana with bombs, but doesn't quite need it yet. Saves it, waits a turn.
Yeah, just a little bit of poke damage on top of the Diana. Doesn't want to push up that attack bar with that second skill. Bomb does come out on top of the Diana. Diana still has these shields protecting her right now. Nobody can get through these shields.
Interesting gameplay choice here. Ismoo playing it very, very safe. Actually, quite a good decision to play it this safe, knowing what opportunities do exist.
Yeah, Ismoo finally getting through the shield of Diana, but we get that additional turn coming out of Tableau. Tableau, of course, can roll some doubles and get something going here, but does not.
No doubles, no luck. Here comes the AoE silence, possibly a violent proc here into the Holy Ground, but no extra turn.
Yeah, Viilipytty's going to be looking for a stun. He does not want the additional turn right now because he will take a ton of damage and possible stun from that bomb. Rain of Stone's coming out doing the stun for him anyways.
Ooh, Revenge? Nah. Spare Revenge there. There's the reset. Does deny the AoE defense break potential.
Yep, just more poke damage coming into the Pontos. Does get that stun, the Despair Stun on top Pontos.
Well, this extra turn for Ganny, though, does seal the deal. Once that Diana goes down, Ganny does have seal from the extra turn he got there.
Tableau really needs to roll some doubles right now. Doesn't receive any of that. Okeanos can drop that Diana here.
Doesn't quite need to. No, Sierra gets the turn. Sierra can throw the bomb and then blow it up. Has to be careful, though. Nana has one stack still.
Has one stack. If you can kill the Tableau here, you would take away one of those stacks, and one of these units are going to be revived.
Oh, wants to play it safe. Knows he has the 2-turn glancing on the Diana. It's unlikely the Diana transforms or gets the stun.
Yeah, Viilipytty needs anything right now because I have a feeling this bomb's going to do a ton of damage to this Tableau. But we get the additional turn coming out of Ethna. Ethna needs to get some sort of crazy value out of this unit.
Oh, that stun is massive. It's absolutely huge here. Could actually go for the transformation to kill the Sierra. This could be pretty big.
He needed to go for it because he needed to get that orb up. He was not able to do it.
It doesn't matter. Here's the Violent Proc, the pushback into the holy ground, and it's over. Ismoo is going to take this away from Viilipytty. Viilipytty, not enough damage. The glancing debuff, extra value there into the Diana.
He needed to get that kill there with Diana on the CR, was not able to do that to get the orb up here. Ismoo's fully protected right now.
There it goes. The bomb blows out. Diana goes. Tableau goes. It's just a lone Ethna left. Not going to be able to strip through. Does get the Violent Proc, so can't take an extra turn now, and it's just looking so grim here for Viilipytty.
He's got one unit he needs to drop right now, and that's that CR. That's going to gain him another orb, and he's going to do his absolute best here. There's the glancing. That's going to be stopping this Ether from doing anything. Rain of Stones comes out, drops that last pick. Ismoo taking down Viilipytty here. There's nothing more he can do with this one unit. What incredible play coming out of Ismoo. Phenomenal drafting coming out of this man. So proud of Ismoo. Taking down
Viilipytty thinks he can win. He had a moment there where he thought he could win once he got the stack. It does revive yourself, so the opportunity does exist, but it's unlikely. We do see immunity and invincibility here. Not going to be enough to survive through this, but Viilipytty's going to try. He believes in it.
Viilipytty needs a miracle.
The miracle he might have, though. Here's the extra turn. Seal Magic in on the Nana. No defense break opportunity, but the unit is so tanky. It has the potential. Extra hits on skill 1 plus the additional damage could be enough. 2 turns there for the Pontos again.
Nana needs some serious ignore defense damage here to drop some units. We've got Okeano staying alive right now. He has the Ventilate available to get his Ponto stuff back up again with Holy Ground, protecting his team. Nana just, I don't know what the Nana can do right now.
Ismoo playing it perfectly safe, calm, cool, and collected. Wants the win, wants the safe victory, and he takes it.
There you have it, guys. Round 5, and the winner, Ismoo, taking down last year's European Cup champion, Viilipytty.